It's official. Two companies that I've been following for a while now have joined forces to build more prefab homes, but it's likely not what you think. On this channel, there are some video topics that get far more interest than others, so when two popular builders come together, it's the YouTube equivalent of Christmas morning. With that in mind, and to get the goods directly from the source, I decided to get in my car and go have a sit down with Landon at Oxbox, even though it likely could have been an email. I haven't seen Landon since September at the IDS show in Vancouver, so I'm excited to catch up with him. This is my first time at their shop here. Tell me what you got going on down there.
Well, we're in a unique time. We got piles of projects just about to start.
Yeah.
And so what you're seeing down there is a project that is going to Squamish, British Columbia.
Okay.
And it's a unique unit. It's our 300 model, which we've only done a couple of. And so it's nice to see it'll be nice to see another 300 out in the wild, which is something that's new to our website, which we just put on in the last couple of months. It sits in that spot between the 240 and the 620.
So the 300 model, is that 300 square feet?
Correct, yeah.
And in that one bedroom, one bathroom, or what do you?
Yeah, we've just taken our 240 and extended it by 6 feet and then no deck. So you created effectively a bedroom, a separate bedroom.
Nice.
Which the market was asking for, so.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's what's going on down there. There's a 300 getting ready to go out.
Very nice. So I've been watching your Instagram and I noticed that you've kind of brought on something brand new. Can you talk about the new partnership? Is that what you call it?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, we're this has been kind of in the works for 4 or 5 months now.
Yeah.
And so Dwellys builds these really cool arched structures over in Maple Ridge and have been for a while, but they were having trouble shipping them to Vancouver Island or the Gulf Islands.
Okay.
Just the economics didn't make sense, and that product is designed to be a really affordable product. So it's meant to be attainable. Archie, the fellow that runs it, he just asked if we might be interested because we already have a facility here, we're already CSA approved, all of those things.
Yeah.
And at first we were like, no, this doesn't make any sense. Like, we like boxes, these are curves.
Right,
and,
it's kind of totally different.
It's totally different. But the more we thought about it, the more we recognized how it could complement our product, but not only in price, like this is obviously the practical entry-level product, and we're at the luxury high design side.
Yeah.
So there's that. We saw it, like Morgan and I each went and saw it, and we kind of really liked it. And we really liked him, like he's been a great person to deal with. So it just kind of came together, and here we are. We're going to start, we're basically right in the throes of the first handful of Dwellys built at this facility.
Nice, so it's been well received.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a bunch of people on Vancouver Island that wanted them.
Okay.
And it just logistically didn't make sense.
Right.
And the thing we bring to the table with the Oxbox brand and team is the service side.
Yeah.
So we're far more comfortable running logistics, getting sites prepared, managing permitting, all of that.
Yeah.
So that was really a key piece that wasn't going to happen from Maple Ridge to service this region. So just turned into to be a great fit.
Nice.
We were here. It complemented the Oxbox, and we're really excited about it. Yeah.
Okay, so does it come with a set group of plans, or is it more the idea of the Dwelly and then someone could come to you and say, well, this is how I want it built?
It's actually even more structured than the Oxbox lineup.
Okay.
So with our product line, we've got the 5 or 6 models.
Yeah.
But we don't announce it that often, but we really do have a custom.
That's what I'm finding out.
Yeah. So there's some Oxboxes out there that you'll know they're Oxboxes.
Right.
But they're clearly in a separate category than the lineup you spot on the website.
Okay.
So we do have that custom path. With the Dwellys, no, it's like
it is what it is.
There's a bunch of floor plans, but we like to keep them as tight as we can.
So what you see is what you get.
Exactly, yeah.
Pick which one you like.
What you see is what you get really allows us to hit that price point. Like that's a key part of maintaining costs.
Okay.
So what we're finding at that price point, most people understand that.
Right.
Right. They're coming to get an affordable product, and the trade-off will be less customization.
Which makes sense. Yeah. That's a fair trade.
Yeah.
Is this something that's just going to be within Vancouver Island and the Gulf Islands, or would you go other places? Like, since there's the one in Maple Ridge, is it kind of a territory thing, or how does that?
Exactly. So we're just going to look after Vancouver Island and the Gulf Islands.
Yep.
And then Archie can take care of British Columbia at large.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Typically it's going to a rural setting.
Yeah.
So he'll ship north and he'll ship east.
Yeah.
The whole point of this partnership was to basically get the materials over here.
Right.
There's really only a couple components that will come from Maple Ridge. The rest is done here,
Yeah.
which we were already doing.
Yeah.
So that relieves the cost of transporting a large product across the ferries. Yeah.
Okay. We've talked about the 620 model. You can see it on the wall behind us here. What's going on with that?
Yeah, last time we spoke, I said we'd have one done in February.
Yeah.
Just due to unfortunate circumstances, didn't happen.
Okay.
Nothing to do with us, but just on the client side. So, but yeah, we've got, I guess, 5 now to build in the pipeline.
Yeah.
So when they'll happen, same story as before. We actually have a lot of stuff piling up, just waiting for permits.
Okay.
Or some sort of decision that's outside of our control.
Would you say most of the stuff you're getting right now is a client putting something as an ADU, or are you dealing more with resorts, or what is it?
Ever since we shifted to the living models, so that shift from the non-permitted little studios to the 240, we're thinking, well, this is great. The 240 is kind of, from a business perspective, it's worth 3 units, but it's 1 customer.
Yeah.
So typically that's a little bit easier to manage.
Yeah.
And then with the 620, they jumped up again. So we really focused on the living models. What we didn't anticipate was like the extra time required to get permits.
Gotcha.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So most of the time right now we're focused on living models.
Yeah.
They just take way longer to go. So to be like, we have like some primary residences with this product.
Nice.
We have some commercial applications.
Yeah.
And we still some rentals.
Okay. I know you're a busy guy and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but can we go downstairs and kind of, you can show us around what you got going on down there?
Of course, I'd love to.
All right, let's do it.
This is the Oxbox facility, and we'll be building Dwellys here as well. We've been here in this region, this same building, although different bays, for 3 years now. And so we're getting pretty comfortable here. This is about 5,200 square feet. And we got space all the way around as well for storage outside. And then the tent you can see in the back there, inventory will come in there. So at no point are any products ever out in the weather. So that's a big feature for the construction industry. And so we've got, this is a bit of an anomaly. We have a single unit running lengthways in here, but normally they actually sit this way. So we can do 4 or 5 buildings at a time. But right now we're just taking up a bunch of space with this 300 model. We have an office space up top, like a boardroom up there. So we can host people here for design consultations, things like that. And Morgan and I are usually the only ones up there working most of the day if we're not down on the floor.
How long of a build could you do in here?
The biggest one, it's actually not the size of the space in here, it's actually getting out.
Okay.
So that 620 model is effectively as large as we can do in this facility.
Gotcha.
Just to make this turn.
Right.
So the nice thing is we have the space outside as well. So we can always build out there if we have something longer.
Okay, what do you got going on over here?
So this is a custom 300 model. It's actually been elongated by about 4 extra feet. So it's actually 34 feet long because we've got a storage room in the end for some gear.
Yeah.
And the gear is she's got some horses, so there's that sort of gear, but there's also, it's hosting a bunch of batteries as a backup power system.
Yeah.
So that's going on in the mechanical room in the back, and then you just have somewhat traditional 300 on the front end of this. So it's open concept 300, kitchenette, bedroom on the end.
Can we take a look inside?
Of course, come on in. Yeah, so we got, as you can see, we got pine going on right now. This is our typical wall finish, the natural tone. And so this goes on a piece at a time. It's just got a fine line reveal. You can see a piece here. And it goes vertically, matches on the ceiling and back down. And then the beauty of doing it this way is we can start on the ceiling and work down, which is good because then you don't damage your floor.
Nice.
So flooring goes in at the very end. You can see these are a false baseboard. So the pine terminates to this false baseboard. These gets popped off, and then a flush matching pine baseboard goes in after the floor goes on.
Okay, okay.
So your flooring still can go underneath and has room for expansion, contraction, all of that.
Nice.
So what you're looking at here is, we're getting close to yeah, we're getting close. We're waiting. The windows will go in next once this pine's down, and then we're pretty close to starting cladding.
How long are you for a build in the shop usually?
This model's about, you know, all going as planned, 3 or 4 guys working on it, you know, 25 days. So like, you know, 3 or 4 weeks.
Nice, that's quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it never ends up going that quick because you're like usually doing multiples at one time.
Yeah.
Or it depends on the crew size.
Right.
Or you're waiting for a sub trade to come in or something, because we have like plumbers and gas fitters that come in. And so sometimes that'll break up that schedule.
Yeah.
But the hardest part is just getting them into production. Once they're in production, it's fine. We can rally.
Yeah.
So the other custom thing is this window is normally wall to wall, but it's a little shorter because we're just doing some custom cabinetry here for the client.
Nice.
So
that'll be cool.
yeah, and in a normal 300, you'd usually have a bit more glass on this wall, but for this client, the focus was out this way.
Yeah.
And a little bit more, need a bit more privacy on this wall, so there's less glass.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So as you know, I forgot to book a ferry out of here. So I'm going to try and see if I can get on one. I got to wrap this up. Thank you for having me, and we'll see you maybe in Tofino in a month.
Sure. Well, it's the joys of island life.
Yes.
Let's get you to the ferry.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.